Hello, hello. We are going to do the next directional reading for Idaho. We are going to do southwest before southeast just because this one's a little shorter and I want to rest today because I'm not really feeling that great. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will put links in the description of this video. Essentially, all of my previous videos were made into outlines and we are breaking it down step by step, trying to piece together the puzzle of what happened. So we're gonna go into Southwest. Again, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I'll put, there's like a video that I'll put in the description that says the plan for my Idaho readings, and it will explain what I mean and what we're doing. Okay, so Southwest. The first one is the killer was a ticking time bomb, and the killer's helper lives within a 5-minute bike ride from the King Road house. What can we know about how they connect? 9 of Wands reversed, and 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Yeah, so the 9 of Wands being reversed would be about the help that he's getting, so he doesn't have to do everything by himself. There's like some pieces of the plan that couldn't be done by the killer alone. The 2 of Cups would be the partnership between the two of them. And then the 10 of Cups. Queen of Cups. I would say that the killer's helper is known by at least one person that lived in the King Road house. Not just like more than just like, oh, I know that person that lives down there. Like there's some kind of like, they know each other deeper than just like, that's my neighbor. Magician in reverse and Ace of Cups. It's an important connection, whatever it is. It's key to this. Because the Magician reverse would be deception or manipulation, and the Ace of Cups would be like the Holy Grail, so like a big piece of the puzzle. A big piece of the puzzle that connects other pieces of the puzzle. So the killer's helper that lives within a 5-minute bike ride or less from the King Road house knew that the killer was a ticking time bomb. And that person also has some kind of more than acquaintances. And I'm not implying romance. I just mean like more than acquaintances. I'm not implying that there was a romantic element to it at all. But more than acquaintances with at least one of the surviving roommates. Yeah, it's not that. I mean, the victims may know this person as well, but this is referring to the surviving roommates. The next one is somebody saw something, and the person that the police are looking into has some kind of connection, power, or authority. So that was before Brian got arrested. Oh, and somebody saw something. That was in one of my first readings. So that was way before we knew that Dylan saw anything as well. So what can we know about that? King of Cups, Page of Swords reversed. All talk, no action. That would be saying, that would be implying that how I said somebody saw something. That piece of that reading from back then was talking about Dylan. She saw something and didn't do anything about it. And the King of Cups, the person the police are looking into has some kind of connection, power, or authority. What else can we know about the King of Cups? Fool reverse. There's some there's some kind of mistake involving the person that saw something, which is Dylan. There's some kind of mistake on the killer's part involving something related to Dylan. That's not, besides just leaving her alive, that's not what I'm referring to. Because I don't think that was a mistake. I think that was part of, I don't think he mistakenly left her alive. But there's some kind of mistake involving Dylan. Temperance. Some kind of mistake that the killer made involving Dylan that has something to do with the victims' bodies. Some kind of mistake that the killer made involving Dylan with the when Dylan opened the door, it's something about Dylan opening the door. Two of Pentacles. Dylan knew she wasn't supposed to open that door. Which would mean there was an instruction given to not open the door. Dylan opened the door. It threw off the killer. The killer ended up making some kind of mistake. Killer felt there was no other way and this had to be done. Ten of Wands reversed. Yeah, delegation. So don't open your door. Killer thought it had to be done. I feel like this is saying it's almost like I'm getting like a split second of what went wrong. Dylan's supposed to keep the door shut. Killer is like going. He messed up on something because of Dylan opening the door when she wasn't supposed to open the door. It has something to do with the bodies of the victims. I can't see what it is though. Seven of Pentacles. Whatever the mistake was, is the reason that the sheath was later left. It's like, because you made this mistake, this is what's going to happen. The sheath is going to be left there. But I don't know what the mistake was. It's something to do with the bodies. Something one of the girls was dealing with caused this to happen. It had been building up in tension for some time. The Tower. By this point, we kind of know what that was, so they are trying to prove the killer wasn't with his phone or poke holes in someone's whereabouts. The Star. King of Pentacles. The Star would be about poking holes in someone's whereabouts, because stars are like holes in the sky, right? Holes of light. So bringing the light to a hole in the plan. King of Pentacles, prove the killer wasn't with his phone. I said previously that it's like there was two people active, like in the act. One was committing the act and the other was grounded somewhere. I literally used the word, the other was grounded somewhere, like stationary. And we have the King of Pentacles. So they're trying to prove that he was not with his phone. This card, so this would be about poking holes in someone's story or alibi, and this would be about proving that there was that stationary person while the killer was committing the act that had something to do with it, because that person was the driver. They're trying to, I believe, they're trying to piece together that someone else delivered his car there. That's what that would say to me. Okay. Someone felt hesitant to help with this plan in some way. The Empress reversed. Dylan. It wasn't in the act of the murders, but it was about not opening that door. I could be pointing at Bethany, because the Empress reverse would be depending on someone else, and Bethany's role in this is like depending on Dylan. The Chariot is movement. Oh, there's two horses. It's both of them. They were each hesitant in their own role. I know some people won't believe that because they'll think that she wanted to do this. But I do think there was some hesitancy in like either not opening the door, calling police late, something like that. Some hesitancy coming from each of them, but in different elements of it. There is some kind of privilege here with this killer. Again, that's before we knew Brian's expertise. Knight of Swords reverse. This is basically how Brian was described in his knowledge or privilege, because he was kind of forceful, bully, tyrant type of energy in his role at the school. I keep losing my place. Hold on, let me mark this off. All right. The mom turned on Brian. If not the mom, then another feminine energy with info or connection to him. Hierophant reverse. So yeah, that would be about like not believing the same thing, or like not believing him. Two of Wands reverse. Plans falling apart. Yeah, that would also be, that to me would be implying that the mom, because that would be about not wanting to risk something happening in the new location that he just traveled to the old location from. So left Idaho, Washington, went to Pennsylvania. The mom not wanting to take a risk of anything bad happening while he was there. And then the Hierophant would be like, it's not typical for a mom to turn in their child in that way. Not that it's wrong, because in this case it's right if that's what happened, my opinion. But it would be about not believing him and not wanting to risk something happening with like the knowledge that she felt she had. Brian had an accomplice at the bar with K and M that night. Had a drink but wasn't drinking it. Told Brian when the girls left the bar. Five of Wands. Big ego. Also, like, it gives me like a hunting type of energy, like hunting victims, like, because it's like doing something for sport. Which fits in because previously I said that it's like Brian was more book smart, but whoever the helper or accomplice was more like street smart, which would fit in with this card. but also it's the rivalry energy. So if that person is the one that planted the sheath, that would also fit in. King of Swords reversed, Four of Wands reversed. I said that the person let the killer know when the girls left to head home. This would be the environment of the home. This would be letting the killer know that the girls left to head home from the person at the bar. Brian's accomplice has privilege, protection, or access to info that they shouldn't have. They believe they are going to get away with their role in it. So the accomplice has privilege, protection, or access to info that they shouldn't have. Ace of Wands reversed. King of Wands reversed. Yeah, we had the King of Swords as the killer coming out in the last one, and now we have the King of Wands reversed, which would be his helper. And this card is also about a false start. So letting the person know that the girls were on their way home. But then there was that delay that I keep mentioning. So that would be the false start. This card's also delay. It's also dealing with rejection. So that does fit in with that similar personality that the, like a similar yet different personality that the accomplice has to Brian. I think I said like two branches of the same tree. Something like that. Brian had someone helping him, but didn't know who it was that was helping because they were connected only through the mentor or link. Nine of Swords. That would fit in because that's about like paranoia. So like that would, like someone's helping you, but you don't know who they are. That would fit in with the energy. And Eight of Swords reversed. Like bringing information, bringing new insight that he wouldn't have otherwise been able to have. There's Brian, the link, and one other person working indirectly with Brian, setting the scene or info/drug related connection. So Brian, the link, and one other person. Ace of Pentacles reversed, Wheel of Fortune, unexpected help, Strength reversed, and Two of Swords reversed. I'm telling you, Brian made some kind of mistake, and the organization that he was working with wanted to cut him out because of that mistake. And that wasn't part of the original plan. Something unexpected happening, and it causing this ending of a previous trio. And this would be about taking an offer back. So I pretty much said in the last, maybe not the last reading, but one of the last readings, it would be like if someone else was getting intimidated by Brian potentially taking their spot in something and wanted to cut him out of it. And that's what I saw in one of the readings. And that is what this would be, about taking that offer back. Like, okay, never mind, bye. You're not part of this anymore. Feminine energy has, in quotes, an invisible crown you cannot see. There is a trio at the root of this. What can we know about the invisible crown you cannot see? Three of Wands and Seven of Wands. Yeah, this person has some kind of protection. They looking ahead, they knew that there was some kind of protection that they could call on if they got into the position that they needed to, that would protect them. I really feel as though it's the link's father who would be prominent in some way. Bethany saw or heard something off around the time of the DoorDash delivery. Queen of Swords reversed. And the Emperor. Ace of Swords and Queen of Wands reversed. I'm wondering if Bethany saw Dylan talking to Brian and or saw someone that was talking to Dylan go and talk to Brian. I guess it could be that she overheard a conversation on the phone. It feels like that's less likely, but it's possible. Like it could be that she heard something. Xana trusted someone she now wishes she didn't trust. And the one after that is there was a phone call made to clean up drugs before police came. The surviving roommates stayed in their rooms while this happened. 2 people came to clean up. Someone from a cross-street fraternity or sorority came to do the cleanup. Same mailman as the King Road residents, like close enough to have the same mailman service both areas. The timing of this is interesting. Xana trusted someone she now wishes she didn't trust. What can we know about that? 6 of Swords reversed. Someone that she felt in the past, I maybe shouldn't trust this person, began to trust them again, and then it sailed back to the, okay, maybe I can't trust this person. So someone that she would have had like an up and down type of history with, or at least one previous fallout, like falling out. There was a phone call made to clean up drugs before police came. The surviving roommates stayed in their rooms while this happened. I did mention in a later reading, I thought it could be like an information cleaning that they did in addition to removing anything like that from the house. Three of Pentacles reversed. This card has represented the 3 people that were possibly seen in the driveway that night. So coming to clean up, that would fit. I do think that that's confirming that there was people that came to the house to get information and or drugs out of the house. Adam is not telling the truth about the contents of the conversation with Maddie. Page of Cups reversed. Doubting yourself. It's also like being emotionally immature. So in this case, it would be not realizing the damage that holding back that information could do. The Devil. Wasn't the page representing Maddie or Kaylee? It's almost like this is painting the exact picture of like the information is being lied about because of not initially realizing the weight of the progress that could be made from that information, and that information ties directly to what happened and ties directly to the control that this has over everyone that's involved in the outskirts of this. Someone at Sigma Chi gave too much info or some kind of access to someone else that couldn't be trusted. What can we know about that? The Sun and the Three of Cups. Three of Cups has been the card about them being out that night. And then the Sun would be a confirmation of what I just said. So someone at Sigma Chi gave, or the Sun is also like shining light on whatever that information is. So like highlighting that information. So being direct about the information that's being passed from one person to another when the girls and Ethan were all out that night. There's some kind of significant money trail here that plays a role in the investigation. Six of Wands reversed. The Moon. Yeah, it's some kind of money trail that is going on during the trip to Pennsylvania. Or maybe once he's in Pennsylvania. Or maybe once he's in Pennsylvania. I feel like there's some kind of money thing happening on the way to Pennsylvania, and that's what that's referring to. Oh. The next one says, in quotes, there are still people who need to be silenced. Ten of Swords reverse, learning your lesson. Oh boy. Justice. That's not good. There are still people that need to be silenced. We have moving on stronger. We have learning a lesson, and then justice. So if there's people that need to be taught a lesson so that justice does not prevail, they will be silenced. Maddie wanted to leave the house in the year prior to this, but couldn't because she had to keep everything normal and not draw attention. Eight of Wands reverse, a delay. Feeling frustrated, having a delay, not being able to move forward with something that you wanted to do. The Hermit in reverse, wanting to be alone, wanting to get out of the environment, wanting to get out of the situation. That to me would be a confirmation. Energy after the murders in the Idaho house equals girlfriend who can't make any other decisions other than what boyfriend says to do. Judgment. A final decision that you can't go back from. Also, judgment would be like a decision made by someone else, like because of your deeds. Hangman in reverse, a delay. So, energy after the murders in the Idaho house was a girlfriend, which would be Dylan, who can't make any other decisions other than what the boyfriend says to do, which would be her boyfriend. And that is having someone else decide for you that you are going to wait to make this situation final because you're going to have a delay in calling the police to the scene. Enan and Brian are oh, that's interesting. Enan and Brian are connected through the same organization. Enan works for the Link. The Lovers and the Four of Cups. The Lovers would be their connection before the murders happened. The Four of Cups would be re-evaluating that connection after the murders happened because of that mistake made by the killer that Enan wanted to be done with him because of. It has something to do with the bodies, and it was because Dylan opened the door when she was not supposed to. Gonna pull these. Gonna pull two from each of the four. We're going to start with Kaylee. Resolution, dispense resources downward. Dispense resources downward. In a previous reading, I said that I believe the killer came in the house when Dylan went downstairs to Bethany, and that Bethany and or Dylan had something they were passing back and forth between one another. Dispense resources downward. It's in reverse. Potential energy, nourish your character, but it's in reverse. So nourish your character in reverse is making bad decisions that would go against your character. And it has something to do with when Dylan walked downstairs with Bethany, which is when the killer came in the house. Maddie. In reverse. Cosmic order, align with the cosmic forces. So out of alignment. Out of alignment with the downstairs surviving roommates. Assembling, guard against paranoia. Oh no. Should I say what I'm thinking? Okay. Sorry, I'm not going to say it. I will say I will say that I feel like this is confirming that the killer entered the house when, at some point, when Dylan went downstairs and was with Bethany. I believe he like stood somewhere and then waited for them to separate again. Assembling and guard against paranoia is putting some thoughts in my head that I was told by my dowsing rods to not say. But if you think about it, you can probably put that together. Guarding against paranoia, so making someone not paranoid. It may be something that I'm meant to say later, but right now I'm being told not to say it, so. Ethan. In reverse, adversary, take personal risks, but it's in reverse. So not taking a risk. Not taking a risk would be wanting to be at the house that night to protect Xana, not risking. I said in a previous reading that it was like someone got him to stay there so that he could be there to protect Xana without telling him what was going to happen. And that to me would be a confirmation. Association of line places. I didn't know this was in there. So it's just like a list of what all the lines mean. Association of lists, why is, hold on. Queen of Pentacles. It's like there's like there's like a list of people that are in the outskirts of this operation that others need to watch out for. Like if you're around this person, listen out to them and see if they're saying anything. And if they are, report back. There's a list. The Queen of Pentacles has been the card that represents the link. There's like a list. Like these victims were on a list of people to watch out for. Not all 4 of them, just the 2. Maybe Xana too. That's how everything happened so quick, because they were already on this list of like, if you're in this organization and you happen to be around these people, keep an ear out. And if they're saying anything, report back. You get some kind of reward and they get some kind of lesson. There's a list. Five of Cups reverse. Yeah, it's about like keeping things peaceful within the organization. Like, are you gonna be on that side, or are you gonna be on this side? You're already in. What side are you on? Or how loyal are you? Xana. Disruption, cultivate your virtues. And advancement, accumulate small effects. That would be about the list. Advancement. I just said, if you turn this person in, if they're saying something and they're on this list and you say something to us, you get some kind of reward. Disruption. If they're disrupting the organization as a whole. And then cultivate your virtues. Cultivate makes me think of like community. Like, what is more important to you? Is it more important to you that you don't turn this person in if they're on the list to watch out for? It's... I think that's all for now, but I will talk to you soon. I need to rewatch this one and process. Took a lot of twists and turns in my brain. So I will talk to you soon.